I watched a Shirley Temple episode on the tour bus because I heard Whitney talking about Shirley Temple being sex. It was about sex, and like it was odd that a little girl with no father would walk around and sit in men's laps. And I was like, that's interesting because I never thought of Shirley Temple as that. I always thought of the racist side. Racist side. Yeah, like that's from when I think of Shirley Temple, I think of black men had to be actors in the 30s and take these horrific roles and they had to do what minstrel roles, I guess, at the time. And I watched a movie called Little Rebel with Shirley Temple. Have you seen it?
No.
Let me pitch it to you, okay?
Okay.
All right. First off, it's Shirley Temple's like 6th birthday. So she gathers all her slaves, right? Ron, it gets so much fucking worse. It gets so much. Well, by the way, that's just the first scene of the fucking movie is her making them dance and then refer to the other 6-year-olds. They're holding like it is so bad. But the crescendo, where it gets horrific is they dress Shirley Temple in blackface and she hides in a closet and they dress her in blackface with an Aunt Jemima do-rag, and she and it's all about them fighting the North. Her dad's a Confederate soldier and the North is horrible, and they portray the North as being horrific, and you're like, hold on. And these poor my heart broke my heart broke in a lot of places. And by the way, this is why I think it's important they don't get rid of scrub our history of these movies, is that it's important to feel. I'm sitting on my tour bus, I'm hungover. You know, I got Shane, Captain Woke above me. So if I have any questions, I can run them by him. So, and I'm watching this. I feel bad for the older dudes that are playing like her slaves, but I felt really horrific for the children, the slave children. But by the way, they're just actors. But then these are just young black people in the 30s who had to play slaves. By the way, their grandparents were definitely slaves, but they had to play slaves, and they had to play subservient slaves to Shirley Temple, and to watch that interaction on screen, but to know that off screen, it wasn't probably that much different for them. I just sat there and I was like, obviously I couldn't get through the movie, but like I had to scrub forward to like go like, just get me to the point so I can write a joke about it. And I couldn't even write a joke about it because I was like, it's really gross. It's really gross to think, but I don't think things should be scrubbed. I think they should get rid of Confederate statues only because the reason they were put up was bad. Yeah. You know, like I don't think they should get rid of names of cities per se. Like I don't think they should get rid of Washington, D.C. or Columbus or Austin or all the cities that they want to change names of. Because then we're just going, what are we just going to call it? District 7? And we're turning into...
Well, I think overall, that's just used to complicate what the real issue is, right? Like the real issue is a very, very simple issue.
Ron. That's it. I want you to explain that. It is used to complicate the real issue. And it's done by the far right.
Yeah. It's just all these things that are thrown in and added. Like, well, they want this and they want that and they want to change the world and they want to run the thing. And even Terry Crews is out there being like, well, we can't make it turn into Black Lives Better. And it's just like, that is not what this has ever been about, even though if that happened, fuck you, your turn. But the whole point of Black Lives Matter is very simple. Hey, please, if you're a civil servant, if your job is to protect your community, please don't kill us. That's it. And if that is too much, if you happen to accidentally kill us, please let there be some repercussions. That's it. That's the whole thing that's about. And it's bigger. As much people then go, all lives matter, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, that is used as such a throwaway statement. But what they don't understand is how important Black Lives Matter is to their very statement. It is a test. It is a case of like, if you allow this to happen to people that you can the same propaganda that they use for Nazis, for Japanese, and then they like, you just refer to black people as thugs and as violent and as this. And then if you are just willing to go like, well, you shouldn't fight with the police and you shouldn't run from the police and you shouldn't do this. That's why you get murdered. And then the next thing you know, there's vans in New York City picking up everybody. So
that is fucking scary, by the way. Listen, I always keep my mouth away from politics, but all I see When like I don't talk Antifa, Proud Boys. I try to stay away from all of that, just because, like I said, I haven't done any of the research. I can tell you, I think police brutality is horrific. When I watch those videos, it hurts my heart. I can tell you that when Trayvon Martin died, I didn't see two parents. I didn't see two black people talking about a black kid. I saw two parents grieving a child. That's all I saw. And when I see these vans picking up kids, and I'm not talking politics, all I see is a bunch of grown men throwing a child in a van. I think of that being my little girl but I don't, like I said, I'm not talking politics, but I see Isla Grace, my youngest, spray painting a fucking camera and going, fuck this. This is my little political statement, taking a broom and hitting a camera. And then I see her walking down the street with her friends in a van and a bunch of dudes throwing in her van. That's all I see. I'm not talking politics. I'm just telling you what I see. And so I agree with you. I think that things get fucking really clustered up and people take these things that we shouldn't disagree on.
People try to politicize what are basic human rights, and that's a problem. The idea that someone doesn't deserve to die should not be a thing that you have an argument on. There's not a Democratic or a Republican side to not killing people if you're a civil servant. That should just be a human thing. And then we are unfortunately live in a time where they politicize everything. And it's just the fact that this is not the America that I wanted or I was born into or that we celebrate anyone where they can just pick up people and throw them in a van. Like, no matter what you disagreement, there's a course of action that we've been taught to take and how to act and how to behave. And we're no longer doing that. So I don't consider it political. I consider it humanistic. I consider it a thing where we need to save the American way, and because the people who wrap themselves up in it but are lying, and they're not here to support us, whether you're white, black, whatever. They're here to get rich and steal our money, and that's it.